Here's how to control your Alfa Romeo from the palm of your hand from just about anywhere in the world. So basically, it's a mobile app that allows you to issue commands to your car. For example, locking the doors, unlocking the doors, starting the engine, and things like that. Now, if you live in the United States, there's something called the SiriusXM Guardian. Okay, and this is a connected service that we're able to pay for in order to be able to have all of these capabilities. Now, if you're watching from other parts of the world, such as the European Union, you'll have something called Alfa Connect Services, which will be something similar to what you're going to see in this video. So don't think that because this video is based on this SiriusXM Guardian, that is not going to apply to you. Some of the things may be kind of a crossover between what we have available here in the United States with what you guys have available over there. So as I mentioned, the SiriusXM Guardian is a connected service, which is available within this Uconnect. And Uconnect is basically the infotainment system that comes in all Alfa Romeo vehicles. Now, let's see what this has to offer. We see here that it has SOS call, and this allows us to make emergency calls to get help in case we need it. We also have this automatic SOS or ASOS call. This means that you will get a call from the SiriusXM Guardian customer service, and they will try to contact you in the event that there is a crash or your airbags have been deployed. If they're not able to get a hold of you, then they will contact emergency services and give them your location so that you can get assistance. You also have roadside assistance call in case you run out of gas or you have a flat tire and things like that. We have here SiriusXM Guardian Assistance. This is in case you need assistance with the service itself. We have as well theft alarm notification. In the event that your car's alarm goes off, you will get a notification either through your app or through text or via email. And if the unfortunate things happens where your vehicle gets stolen, you also get assistance in recovering the vehicle. There's also more convenience here. You can see here there's various ways of using this, not only through a phone app, but also through a smartwatch. Let's see what else we got here. We have here remote horn and lights, send and go. We're going to see more of these features, what all of this stuff really means. I will be doing a live demo on all of this stuff to show you guys what they mean. And if we scroll down here, we're going to see information on what's available in terms of the tiers, the different tiers that are available here. The cheapest one being $17.99 per month, all the way up to $25.98 per month with all available features. There's also the option to get a 4G Wi-Fi hotspot in your vehicle. We're not going to be discussing this particular feature in this video, but we're going to be talking about how to control your car right from your phone. So let's go ahead and get started. As I mentioned earlier, this is a connected service that you're going to need to sign up for. And it's very easy to sign up. You can do it right from the comfort of your vehicle in your home. So let me show you guys how to set this up. First, you're going to look for connected services in your infotainment system. And then you're going to scroll down to in-vehicle activation. You're going to get a welcome message that looks something like this. Then we're going to hit activate. And here it's going to ask you for your personal information. It's going to ask you to enter your first name, your last name, and an email address. Once you've entered your personal information, you're going to click confirm, and then you're going to be asked to create a 4-digit PIN. Once you've created your PIN, it's going to ask you to confirm that PIN again. Then you're going to be presented with some terms and conditions. And that's all it takes, guys. Now, you may notice that the changes may not be immediate, and that's because you need to wait up to 24 hours for this activation to take place. In my case, I was looking around and I noticed that nothing was happening, so I decided to call the customer service right from the car. So this is me calling the customer service, and they walked me through the rest of the process. Basically, they confirmed that I had created an account and they were able to set me up. And all I did was to wait until the following day, and I was able to access all of the new features on my phone. All right, so in order to use the services, you're going to need to have this Alfa Connect app. So let me show you guys how to download the app in case you don't have it. Just go to your phone's App Store or Play Store. I'm going to go over here, my Play Store on my Android, and then you're going to search for this Alfa Connect. So we're going to search for this Alfa Connect app, and then go ahead and install this app right here. All right, I already have it, so I'm going to go ahead and hit open. Once the app opens, you're going to see this screen right here. Just kind of gives you a summary of what you can do with this app. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. You can hit this box if you want to dismiss this. Don't see it again. And this is where you're going to put your login information, whatever you use when you created your account. So I'm logged in now, and you guys can see right here, I have my vehicle already added here. So once you go through the registration process, you're going to see your car listed here. In case your car is not listed, you may see something that looks like this, where it's going to go ahead and show you this screen right here. If you see this screen, you're going to need to go ahead and enter your VIN information manually or by using your phone's camera, or you may need to call customer service to add your car. Okay, so let me go ahead and close this out. Yes, I want to quit. Next, we have this notification right here. So I'm going to click on that. This is just going to show your notification here or your notification history. In my case, I have this stuff right here. All right. So I will be going through some of this stuff here. I'll show you guys what all of this means here in a minute. Let me go back. Let me go back again. You have this menu here where you can see your account information. Okay, right here, I have one vehicle. For example, if I click on this, my garage, I can see the vehicle that I've added, my 2023 Giulia Quadrifoglio. If you have more vehicles, you can go ahead and add them using this feature right here. Application settings, this is going to allow you to do things, for example, changing your PIN, changing the units, depending on which region in the world you are in. All right, so let me go back. Let me go back again. Then you have this delete account. All right, so let's go back. Now let's take a look at what's included here. So in my case, I have all of the features that are available through this program because I'm on a trial period. So depending on which subscription tier you choose, you may or may not see some of these features. All right, so the first thing that we have here is basically the fuel level. It has a nice graphical representation of your fuel. In my case, I see here almost full. So I'm going to click on this here. And you can see the fuel level says check, green checked. So we're good on fuel. So I guess if you're running low on fuel, it's going to show a different icon here. Tire pressure is also good. It shows here how many miles I've driven. And it shows here how many miles are left until maintenance is required. I do my own oil change and things like that. So that's why this is showing this here. Now let's take a look at this fuel level. If I click on this here, it shows me a larger picture of that. Same thing with the tire pressure. You can see here each tire where it's at, even with the decimal point. Odometer doesn't have anything, and this one doesn't have anything either. If you click on this health tab, this is going to show more information about other systems in your car. For example, the powertrain, oil and fluids, and safety. Okay, let's take a look at this right here. Everything is green, notice, right? If there was an issue, it will have a different icon here indicating that there's a problem. So if you look at this charging system, it's going to show you basically more information on what this means in case you're experiencing an issue with the charging system. All right, if I go back, same thing. If I look at transmission, it gives me more information about what it means. Okay, and you can click through all of these. I'm just going to click through these in case you want to pause and read what this says. All right, airbag, that's what we have. And tire pressure. If you do feel inclined to go to the dealer, then you can just go ahead and click this button right here, and it's going to allow you to find your dealer and get directions and all of that. So let's go back. Let's go back once again, and we're back on the home tab. Now the next thing that we have here, this report or vehicle health, and it shows you here when it was last updated. Now this right here is basically what we were looking at just now, except that we went through it by going here first. So if you click on the report right now, notice that this is showing me this tab that we were on. Okay, so there's a couple of ways to get to this report. If I go to info, it's showing me the car, basically fuel level and tire pressure. So as you can see, these are kind of tied together right here. Okay, so we already looked at this report. Let's see what else we got here. We have some safety, recall or safety information here. I do have a recall. That's why this is in red. So I'm going to click on this here, and I can see that there is a one safety recall. So if I click on this, it's going to tell me more information about what that recall is. It says incomplete recall. So I've already taken care of a couple of recalls. So this is showing here. I've already done those. If I click on this one here, it's going to give me more information on the recall right here. Now there is no update available for this. It says parts not available, so they're still working on this recall. So there's nothing I can do right now but wait. And I know this has to do with the backing up. Put the car in reverse. It's going to give you like a black screen on your infotainment. I have not experienced that in my case, but that's just what some people have reported apparently. So let's go back over here and see what else we got. So has more information on information recalls. Obviously, I don't have any of those, so there's nothing really to show here. Okay. This information icon here is just going to show information on, for example, what is a safety recall, what is an emissions recall, and so on and so forth. Let's close this out. We have more tabs up here. Okay, if I go, for example, dealer right here, it's going to give me the option here to specify who my dealer is going to be. I can go ahead and change it here. It's going to bring up a map, and I can choose my nearby dealer or my closest dealer. I can schedule service right through the app. I can view any coupons that they may have. I can also send directions to my car navigation so it can take me directly there. Okay, this more here has more information on the dealer, hours of operation, their phone number, their address, and even their website is listed here. Okay, so the next tab that we have here is this service. In my case here, I have this many miles on the car. Let's see what this right here. This apparently doesn't do anything. It's not showing me anything when I click on that. Last service shows right here. Maintenance schedule is right here. Right, I can change it, and this shows this thing right here. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing here really, but yeah, something to play around with. All right, so let's go back over here. History. So this is my service history, and here we can see the service history for this particular car. If I look at this one, for example, it says dealer entry. It shows, when I took it to the dealer, how many miles it had, service provider, right, location, and miscellaneous. I believe this was when the recall was taken care of. All right, if I go back over here, so we're looking at history over here. So it's interesting that it has this add record button. I wonder what this does here. Also, it looks like you can go ahead and add your own information here. So I guess this is for personal note taking. And it shows here, what services were performed. You can go ahead and do that there. All right, so that's what allows you to do there. All right, so we took a look at all of these different tabs already. So let's go back over here. And the next thing that we have here is this digital glove box. So let me click on this here. And what this shows is basically information on warranty, vehicle equipment, wireless pairing. Okay, so let's take a look at this first one here, warranty information. And I see here that it has this PDF. This is something that you can download and look at in your phone. You can do that if you want. Then I can look here at the basic warranty. We all know what these cars come with. So 48 months, 50,000 miles, basic warranty. In my case, this is when it expires and how much time in miles I have left. Same thing with powertrain. It has more information on that there. Let's go back. Vehicle equipment. So you can see here more information on this 2023 Giulia Quadrifoglio, what came standard with the car, any special equipment or some other equipment. Let's have a look at this standard equipment. So there's quite a long list of all of these standard equipment on this Giulia. As you guys can see, it's a long list, so feel free to pause if you want to, look at any of these in particular. I'm just going to slowly scroll down. It's quite a bit of information here. All right, we have the special equipment right here. No special equipment in this case. And we have other. And here we see some of the things that are listed here. For example, the courtesy lamps, 2.9 liter V6 twin turbo, right? We see more information here on what the specs are for this car, start-stop system, 505 horsepower engine. We see here 1 year trial registration required. So basically, this is telling you that when you buy the car new, you get 1 year free trial of this SiriusXM Guardian service. All right, so let's go back now. The next thing that we have here is this wireless pairing, and this is, I believe, for pairing it with your phone. Let's go ahead and click on this detailed instructions, and this is going to allow you to basically connect your phone to the infotainment system. So let's go ahead and hit next here. This is going to ask you about your phone. So which phone brand you have. So I'm going to go ahead and look for Samsung here. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit done. Then my phone model. And then the operating system. Then we're going to go ahead and hit next. Once we do all that, you're going to see a screen that looks like this. And then you can read more about the instructions on what to do, how to use that. These instructions here show you how to finish the setup process, with your car. You just gotta have Bluetooth turned on, and you're gonna be able to do all these different things, all these features here, calling, texting, and Bluetooth music and all of that. Okay, if you need help, you can click on this, or you can hit this call button right here. Let me go ahead and close this out, and we're gonna go back. And the next part here is basically all the things that you can do remotely on your car. So this is the coolest part. Basically, you can unlock the car, lock it. You can also do a remote start or cancel remote start. And you can also do this horn. So it's going to sound the horn in case you need to locate your car in some crowded place or busy parking lot. You can go ahead and hit that right there. And what's cool about these features is that they work from anywhere in the world, basically. As long as your car has a good connection, a good cellular connection, and your phone is connected to the internet, then you'll be able to perform all these actions right here. The next thing that we have here is different offers that are available when you sign up for the service. For example, discounted fuel program and so on. Let me click on this here just to show you guys. We have this fuel rewards program and this Alfa Connect Services. Haven't really taken a look at what this stuff is right here, but feel free to explore on your own. All right, so moving on here, let's see what else we have here. So the next one is this device alerts. And this is really cool also. Let me click on this here just to show you guys. So basically you have different controls that you can set here. For example, you can set a speed limit and have this app notify you anytime that a certain speed limit is reached. Okay, so let me click on this right here. It says set speed parameters and receive notification whenever your vehicle exceeds the speed limit. So this, I guess this could be useful if you have like a teenager or you're letting somebody borrow your car, then you can go ahead and set that here. You can create an alert here. And in here, you can go ahead and set, give this alert a name if you want to right here. You can, adjust the speed limit that you want right here. And you can set it to always be on, or you can program it based on your needs right here. Certain days of the week or certain times, you can also delete the alert. Okay. So I don't need this. So I'm going to go ahead and delete it. All right. So that's that. Let's go back. We also have this curfew. So this one says receive a notification when your vehicle is driven inside of a set time. Let's see what this button does here right here. It says that the alert will default to the vehicle's time zone. All right. So again, we can go ahead and click this right here, and you can set the curfew alert name right here, the start time. You can set that here, right? The days, etc. All right. Let me go ahead and hit cancel here. And I'm going to go back. The next one that we have is this boundary. And this one creates a geofence boundary and receives alert the moment the vehicle is driven either out of or into a preset geographical boundary. Let's click here, and it says here alerts will default to vehicle's time zone. So this is all the same based on your time zone, right? So same deal. You're going to go ahead and do that here and basically give it a name, and you're going to add the boundary. So let's click on this here. So let's just say, for example, that I wanted to create a geofence location around this location over here. So I can either select this right here, right? If I click on that, it just basically gives you this circle right here with a radius of 0.25 miles. And then you can just go ahead and click on hold here, or just tap and hold if you're using your fingers. And then you can expand it or contract it based on your needs. Okay, so that's just to show you what this looks like. You can also, cancel this out. I can also use this one right here. This option allows me to draw with my finger. Okay, so if you're using your finger, you can just go ahead and just draw the area that you want. And then it's going to give you this geofence that looks like this. If at any point you want to change this, you can tap and hold on any of these points right here. For example, this one, I can tap and hold, and then I can move it around to set a different location or geofencing. Okay, just like that. It's very easy to use. Once you're satisfied with this, I can just go ahead and hit done right here. And that has been set. Okay, so then I can choose when do I want to get notified. It says here at departure, okay? Or you can set it at arrival. So if somebody enters or leaves that, or both, okay, it's up to you. And then you can go ahead and set this to, always on, or you can turn this off and then do it by hand right here by specifying the days and times, etc. Let me go ahead and hit cancel here. Then I'm going to go back. And the last one that we have here is the valet mode. So if I click on this one here, let's say that you are at a restaurant or some special event and you hand in your keys to the valet service. And this valet mode says that it receives an alert the moment your vehicle is driven outside the radius of a selected drop-off location. Okay, so this is based on the drop-off location. So So let's go ahead and enable this right here. And then you can set a radius. Okay, so you can specify here how far you're going to allow the car to be driven from the drop-off location. Okay, so this is pretty useful here. Let's just go ahead and save this one here, say done. And as you guys can see, when you have something turned on, it's going to show like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and save that. And then here it's going to ask you to enter your PIN. So anytime that you're making changes like this, it's going to ask you to enter your PIN. So I'm going to go ahead and enter mine. And I get this right here. It says the alert settings were updated. And also says here that for 10 minutes, it won't require that I enter my PIN again. Let's go ahead and hit OK. This is what the phone app notification looks like when it gets triggered. And we're going to go back over here. I did miss one part. If I go back over here, let's say that I wanted to use one of these things. Let's say I want to lock the car. I can click on that. And this may take a few moments, but eventually you will get a message that looks like that. In my case, I've experienced a delay of about 10 seconds, but on the website, it says that it can take up to 45 seconds for that to happen. What I did want to show you here is that when you tap on one of these, it may ask you for your PIN. So in my case, it's not asking for the PIN because of that message that we saw just now, where it says that for the next 10 minutes, it's not going to be asking me for that. But I forgot to mention that when I cover this section over here. All right, so let's go ahead and scroll down. The next thing here that we have is this service and maintenance information. Here I have my dealership information. I have the address. If I wanted to schedule service, I can just go ahead and hit this button right here. And this is going to allow me to go ahead and set up an appointment. So as you guys can see, it already has my information here. I'm going to hit continue here. And then in here, I can go ahead and select, for example, different things, any concerns that I may have. For example, exterior concern or interior concern, and I can specify information here. So this is no different than going to the website or, calling on the phone and letting them know that whatever issue you're having. All right. Once you're done, you can just hit continue. I'm not going to do that now, but it's pretty easy to go ahead and do that through this app right here. Okay, let's go ahead and close that out. You can also view coupons that the dealer may have. If I click here, in this case, I can see different coupons that are available at my dealer. All right. Let's go ahead and go back. Go back. All right. So that's that. The last section that we have here is this location. And this right here is going to show me where my car is right now, right? I'm going to blur this out for privacy reasons, but this is basically going to show a marker where your car is located on the maps. Okay, and this is using Google Map, by the way. Here I can see information, basically a relative location and address where my vehicle is located right down here. And I can see here when it was last updated. It gives me a date. I can also use this refresh button right here to get the latest location of my car. Okay, and this is going to take a few moments, but eventually will update. You can see here vehicle finder notification right up here. The last thing that I have here is this edit dashboard. So if I click this right here, it's going to show me basically a layout of how I want my dashboard to look. So for example, if I wanted to show this location here up on top, I can move it like this, right? Move it around. Basically, you can rearrange how you want everything to look on your dashboard. Once you're happy with that, you can go ahead and save it, or you can set the defaults right here by clicking this button. I'm going to go ahead and cancel. And since I just received an alert, you can see here the icon has changed. I can click on that and it shows me here the different notifications. Now let's have a look at how to use Alfa Connect on a computer. So you're going to go to this website here, alfaromeoconnect.com. And then here you're going to put in the information that you used when you registered. If you haven't yet registered, you can click here and it's going to give you information on what you need to do in order to register. So let me go ahead and log in here. All right, so in this dashboard, you're going to see again, welcome message here, your car name. You can customize this name if you want right here by entering the name of the car. And then here's more information on the car. All right. You also have some menus right here. So if you see right here, Alfa Garage, if I click on that, in my case, I already have this vehicle right here. If you need to add a new one, you can click this right here to add a new vehicle. There's more information right here you can click on my account or you can sign out. If I go to my account, and this is going to show the information that I used when I registered the car. If I click on this update password, I can go ahead and update my password right here. If I click on permissions right here, you can use this feature to add a new driver. So if you have multiple people driving your car and you want to give them access to this information so that they can log into the website and look at the same information you're looking at, you can go ahead and add this driver right here, and you can put an email right here, and they'll get a notification or an invitation to this information right here. The last thing on here is this SiriusXM Guardian. We're going to take a look at this later. Let me go back over here. I'm going to click on this logo to go back to the home screen. So basically here we have the vehicle name, the VIN number right here, and we see here connected services. In my case, I have the SiriusXM Guardian active, and you can see here the mileage of my car and when it was last updated. And then you can use these links right here to look at things. For example, the owner's manual. If I click on this, unfortunately in my case it's showing that it's not available, so it seems to be an error here on this website. But you also have here warranty coverage. Let's go back. We also have here my account and contact us. All right, let's scroll down here. And again, you have all the options that we had in the app. We also have them here. Locking and unlocking the car, using the horn and lights. So all of this right here. If you click on this right here, this question mark, it has this right here. It says that the car is ready to receive remote start commands, and you may experience a slight delay. As I mentioned earlier, in my case, it takes about 10 seconds between the time I click any of these and the car receiving the command. If I scroll down a little bit more here, it's going to show more information on the dealer and more links down here. And let's go back up here and let's just issue one of these commands just to test it out. I'm going to click on unlock, for example. And right here, it's going to ask me to enter my PIN. So I'm going to go ahead and enter my PIN, and then I'm going to click submit. And then you can see here that it's going to go ahead and send that command to my car. And then you can see that it was received. All right, so let's go ahead and scroll up here. The last thing I want to show you guys on here is the My Account. I'm going to click on My Account, and we already saw these 3 tabs over here. The last one we didn't see is the SiriusXM Guardian. And here you have different options to manage your account. For example, this first one says here to manage your SiriusXM Guardian subscription. Let's have a look at this one here. This opens up a new tab, as you guys can see right here. And this is going to allow me to choose what type of subscription that I want. All right, so here you have the different options, so you can select a different package. Notice that the highest as of 2025 is this amount right here. And you can see here that the lowest amount is $14.99. Let's say that we want to select this one here that says SiriusXM Guardian Convenience and Security. I'm going to click on that, and it shows me everything that's included in this package. Okay, so this is the $25.98 package. And you can see everything that's going to be included here. So we have the security services, and it says that its security services provide support if something unexpected happens. So let's take a look at this more details. So what this includes is basically remote crank inhibit. So if your car were to get stolen, this feature is going to prevent the car from starting. You also have here the stolen vehicle assistance, theft alarm notification. So if the factory alarm were to go off, you will get a notification letting you know of that event. We also have remote services. Remote services give you control of your vehicle and can be used with the mobile app. So if we click on this here, more details, these are all the things that you can do with remote service right here. It's quite a lot of stuff. The first one says here, search and go. This is where you can use the app to search for an address, and then you can send the directions to your car's navigation system, and it will automatically pick it up when you get into the car. And the next thing we have here, curfew alert. I showed you guys how to do that in the app. You also have this last mile to phone, which is, from what I understand, is basically, let's say that you're using your car's navigation to get to a location, but the place where you arrive, or let's say you parked your car close by, let's say within a couple of blocks of your final destination, then you can send the final mile to your phone. Basically, this is going to allow your phone to pick up the rest so that you can show you how to walk to your final destination. You also have this map update over Wi-Fi. Okay, this is if you wanted to update your maps. Check out the video card above where I could talk about the map update feature. So it looks like here you don't need to download anything. It's going to update over Wi-Fi if you have the Wi-Fi service available. It also has map update over Wi-Fi and wireless. Map update over wireless, nav dynamic range mapping, not really sure what that is, nav fuel finder, nav parking finder. So this is all navigation related stuff. Okay, searching, speed camera, traffic, weather, all of those things here. This one's kind of nice. You see the live traffic when you're driving and using the Alfa navigation system. You're going to see live traffic information, also weather information, right? And then all these remote start actions that you can perform. We saw some of that already. Okay. It even has remote HVAC, so enabling HVAC system. Although I don't really see an option for this in the app, but this is interesting here, something to look into. So yeah, quite a bit of stuff here that you get with this feature here. So let's go ahead and close this out. The last one that we have here is the safety services. And let's have a look at what this includes. We have here Automatic SOS Plus. So when I spoke to them over the phone, they told me that this is basically if you were to get into an accident, the car is going to detect that and it's going to automatically call their call center, and you're going to be asked whether you need emergency services. If you don't answer, it looks like they may send emergency services to your GPS location. You also have here this roadside assistance call, and this is in case you run out of gas or you have a flat tire and you need help. You can use the SOS feature in the car to call this customer service line where they can help connect you with the appropriate service that you need. You also have automatic assist and SOS call. All right, so that's basically all you get with that, right? If you choose different options here, you notice here the different features. You know, for example, in this case, you don't get this one right here, this security services. Let's go with the cheapest, for example, here. Let's say you just want security. It's going to be $14.99 per month. If you go annual, you know, this is the total amount. They don't really give you a discount between the monthly and the annual, which is kind of disappointing, but that's basically what you get. Okay. So this is kind of interesting. You know, you can play around with the different options here. This can be pretty useful here. Let's say you don't care much about these remote commands, but you do want to have the peace of mind of, you know, having these security services and these safety services. Let's say, for example, that your car were to get stolen and you need to track the car, then this is going to help you do that. All right, so let's have a look at these frequently asked questions. If I go over here, so there's quite a bit of information here, but I went through all of these and I'm going to give you guys kind of like a brief summary of what this is. Basically, the SiriusXM Guardian service, it's integrated with Connect. So the Connect service comes standard on model years 2020 or newer. So that basically means that your car also has a telematic box included. And that's kind of like a black box that it comes integrated in your car. All new vehicles equipped with the SiriusXM Guardian include a 12-month trial. So when you buy a new Alfa Romeo vehicle, you get a 12-month free trial. The SiriusXM Guardian service is only available in the US, Puerto Rico, and Canada. In the event that your vehicle is stolen, you are required to call the police and get a case number before this SiriusXM Guardian service can help you track the vehicle. And my understanding is that they connect with the police and provide information on the location of your vehicle. And the last thing that I want to note here, guys, is that when you use the assist call in your car, you're really calling SiriusXM Guardian customer service, not the Alfa Romeo customer service. But they're pretty much one and the same because SiriusXM Guardian works directly with Alfa Romeo. So they are being paid by Alfa Romeo to answer these calls. So that's just an interesting fact that I discovered when I called them. Let me go ahead and close this tab here. Some of the other things that we have here is this, for example, updating your SiriusXM Guardian notifications. If I click on this here, it's going to allow me to set different notifications. For example, if there's a theft alarm, then I can have it send an email here. You should also send a notification to your phone in case that happens. So let's go back. You also have here the option to change your security PIN. So you are required to create a PIN when you create your account. You can come here and to change that PIN if you need to. And you also have a security question that you can change here as well. So that's going to do it for today, guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.